Tiger and the Case of the Central Park Shadows. Tiger the detective terrier had barely caught his breath after solving the mystery at the Statue of Liberty when Harry the hamster piped up with his next big tip. I read in the New York Critter Chronicle that fish have been disappearing from the Central Park Zoo pond, Harry said, adjusting his tiny spectacles. And no one knows how. Bobby the bunny munched thoughtfully on a carrot. Maybe they just swam off? Harry shook his head. It's a closed pond, no way out, and the zookeepers say they've seen strange shadows late at night. Tiger's detective instincts kicked in. Strange shadows and missing fish? That was a case worth chasing. Early the next morning, the trio arrived at Central Park Zoo. The leafy park buzzed with city sounds, but inside the zoo gates, the world felt calmer, except for the nervous chatter among the animals. They met with zookeeper Otis, a burly otter with a walkie-talkie clipped to his belt. It's the koi fish in our main pond, Otis explained, leading them past sleepy seals and flamingos preening in the sun. First one disappeared last week, then two more vanished last night. No signs of break-ins, just gone. Tiger padded over to the pond's edge. The water shimmered in the morning light, golden and green. He sniffed the air, faint traces of fish, pond plants, and something else, something musky. Do you have security cameras? Tiger asked. Otis nodded. We checked the footage. All we saw were flickering shadows around midnight. Could have been tree branches in the wind. Tiger's ears twitched. Or it could have been something else entirely. They spent the day interviewing the pond's neighbors. The flamingos hadn't seen anything. The penguins were too busy practicing their swimming. And old Mr. Tortoise, sunning himself on a rock, only muttered, "Back in my day, fish stayed put," before dozing off again. But then they met Lena the lemur, who had the best view from her tall enclosure. I saw shapes moving last night, Lena whispered, her wide eyes darting. Big, slinky shapes, not zoo staff, something sneaky. Tiger's nose twitched. This was getting interesting. That night, Tiger and his friends set up their stakeout. They hid behind a row of bushes with a clear view of the pond. The moon cast long silvery beams across the zoo. Everything was still until midnight struck. Then the shadows came. Two long, sinuous shapes glided toward the pond, silent and quick. Tiger's sharp eyes caught the gleam of wet fur in the moonlight. He let out a low growl. Otters, he murmured. Wild ones. Harry gasped. But aren't otters supposed to eat fish? Not zoo fish, Tiger said. But these wild otters must have found a weak spot in the fence. Sure enough, as they watched, the sneaky otters dipped into the pond and snatched a koi, disappearing as quickly as they had come. Tiger stood up. Time to stop this fishy business. The next morning, Tiger reported his findings to zookeeper Otis. Wild river otters. I should have guessed, Otis said, slapping his forehead. They've been spotted up the Hudson River lately, must have made their way into Central Park. With Tiger's help, the zoo reinforced the fences and installed motion sensor lights around the pond. They also set up a feeding station outside the zoo, so the wild otters could get snacks without causing trouble. Later that afternoon, as the zoo returned to normal, a small ceremony was held near the pond. Otis awarded Tiger, Bobby and Harry with honorary zoo detective badges, complete with tiny paw prints and shining gold trim. The flamingos applauded with their wings, the penguins gave happy flipper slaps, and even old Mr. Tortoise cracked a slow smile. As the sun dipped low behind the skyscrapers and painted the park in golden light, Tiger lay on a grassy patch near the pond, his detective hat tipped back. Bobby flopped beside him, munching on a celebratory carrot. That was a close one. Those otters were slick. Harry adjusted his spectacles and grinned. Another mystery cracked. New York's finest detective does it again. Tiger wagged his tail, feeling both tired and satisfied. Every city has its secrets, and every secret leaves a trail if you know where to sniff. Above them, the city lights began to twinkle as night fell, but the shadows no longer seemed quite so mysterious. Not with Tiger the detective terrier on the case.